The Morning Dump
from Hurrdat Sports
with Andrew Rogers and Damon Benning.
The only place for extra thought, extra conversation that we can't get to on Morning Dump, and that exactly happened in today's show because we were talking to Anna Bellinghausen, and as DB and I tend to do, get off the tracks once or twice, and maybe we fell off completely, but Anna stuck around for Morning Dump, and thank goodness she did because I didn't even get to ask a question during that segment. I tried to, but DB.
Oh, Justin Timberlake over
he
here.
loved himself some DB questions in that segment. Hey, let's talk about National Women in Sports Day. Huh?
Let's do it.
We didn't really do that. You talked about you a little bit.
Good job, Justin.
Thanks.
Cry me a river.
I got to put like a wall up here. What, DB? Oh, we can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
So today, an impactful day for you because let's start at the very beginning. You were a sports fan for probably as long as you can remember. I mean, you tell me stories of going to Storm Chaser games in town, College World Series events, Creighton games. You've made your way up to Huskerville up in Lincoln plenty of times. Sports were instilled in you at a young age, and that's what led you to want to be a part of it forever. But you're right, as we talked about on the show, you had your challenges, you had your obstacles that you had to overcome just based on genetics, right? Yep. And today, National Women in Sports Day is important to you because it's emphasizing the fact that you can do the job that anybody else can do. So because everything that I just said there, what does National Women in Sports Day mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it means so much just to have a day dedicated to honor girls and women in sports because, I mean, it's a newer development, honestly. I feel like in our generation, we've seen women's sports grow more than ever. You think about the WNBA, you think about college women's hoops, and just between me, as a 7-8-year-old being the biggest sports fan ever versus now, if you would have asked me my favorite athlete back then, you only think of guys. You only think of NFL, NBA, but now when you ask little girls, who's your favorite basketball player, they might say Paige Beckers or Caitlin Clark because of how much the game has evolved.
Alex Morgan.
Yeah, Alex Morgan. You think of the National Women's Soccer Team as well. There's just so much more room for women's sports on national television, on radio, in the media and social media especially. It's grown so much. So it means a ton just having a day set out just to say, hey, we appreciate women in sports. We see you. We hear you. And the biggest thing for me, I've always said this, is if you can see it, you can be it. And that wasn't always there for me growing up. I didn't see women in the positions that I thought I could be in one day, right? You turn on the TV to Sports Center. Growing up, it was usually two guys on a desk. Maybe there's more women on TV now. Sometimes it's two women anchoring it. I remember some of the first shows I ever watched, Michelle Beadle on Sports Nation. Loved that show to death, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to get into what I do today. Same thing with Samantha Ponder on College Game Day. And if it weren't for those few women I saw on TV or heard on the radio, I wouldn't know that was even possible, right? Because, again, if you can see it, you can be it. You have to have that example growing up. And now I'm just so happy to maybe be that example for young women and also have my role models ahead of me, Laura Rutledge, Mina Kimes, Erin Andrews, all those people that are on a national, sometimes worldwide stage that I can really lean on and see how they grew in the industry because, again, like you mentioned, it's not easy being a woman in sports. It comes with its own challenges, as does everyone else have in their career, but it's definitely been a fun and exciting ride, and I wouldn't trade it for the entire world being a woman in sports.
It's interesting. I'm listening, and I'm just thinking of adjectives, kind of how my mind works. And it's so diametrically opposed to my own journey, right? I think I hear you and I say women in sports and you want to be empowered and you didn't have a ton of models. For me, I think one of the reasons that I gravitate towards you being good at your job is because there's some things in you that I think I want, right? Like the conviction and the resolve. Because the number one word I hear you say is security. And there are times that I fight with my own insecurity, right? There was this stretch, AB, where I was just like, if I wasn't good at sports, could I still come to your house? if I wasn't good at sports, would you still want to be my friend? If I didn't play at the University of Nebraska, would you want to be around me? Where, as an African American that was good at sports, that's all we were really known for during a particular segment of time. So I rebelled against the association. If you didn't ask me about sports, I wasn't talking about sports. If you didn't ask me, there's full disclosure, there's a certain level of guilt in listening to you. Why don't I wear Nebraska gear? Do you know why I don't wear Nebraska gear?
Why is that?
Because I'm not secure in people not associating me with Nebraska. So I don't wear Nebraska gear. Should anybody else have that much control over my process because I'm that guarded about making the distinction? No. So when I listen to you, it's like, I feel as though I should be empowered to be whoever it is that I've been called to be, instead of for 25, 30 years fighting it.
It's why you wear Wisconsin gear.
I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, I love food. I love kids. I love education. Let's talk about anything other than sports. Even though I love sports.
Yep.
You
once told me that if you ranked things from 1 to 10, sports would fall like 7th or 8th on the list.
It's down the list.
Yeah. 1 to 7 would be a lot different than people think.
Yeah, and it's just like, why couldn't I embrace a gift? But it was the association thing. I ran from it. You're drawn to it.
Yeah.
Like, that's, in a nutshell, like, if we're just being honest, right? We're all on the black couch. Shane, we should be charging
I'm on a black
by
chair,
the hour.
actually.
So I'm just listening, and I kind of feel like I should be empowered. I'm dead dog serious. Like, that's just off the cuff. I'm thinking, listening, I'm like, why couldn't I be more secure with that association and be okay if people aren't making that distinction? Hey, I need you to know that I'm smart. Hey, I need you to know that this is more than just sports. Hey, I just don't want to dribble. I just don't want to run. I just don't want to jump. Like, it's different. The same things that I ran from, you're growing from.
And you know what I think about a lot too, and I've had conversations with Avery Howard about this, who works at Hurrdat Sports as well. I've had conversations with you about this stuff too. There's a big difference from being really good at your job and being bad at your job, right? There's a big difference from trying hard and succeeding and trying hard and failing. But here's the separator. And here's where you and other women have these challenges, is that if a guy is really bad at his job in sports, nobody attributes that to all guys, right? But if a girl is really bad at covering sports,
Correct.
it becomes this big narrative of that's why women shouldn't work in sports.
Kind of like being a black quarterback.
Little bit.
Totally.
Little bit.
Right?
There are, but it's everywhere. It's not just that example. It's not just this
Doug Williams
example.
or Warren Moon, the pressure of, you asked me about Marlon Briscoe, bless your heart, off air, right? Now I'm an even bigger AB fan. It's just, it's different depending on your perspective, right?
100%. Yeah, you have this extra pressure on top of it, because if someone's going to bash me for a sports take, it's going to be, oh, you're a woman. Oh, you do this, you do that. You're just like all the other women. Get them off TV. But if, again, Andrew, your point, great point, if you say something or you say something and you mess up, whatever, they're not going to take it.
They're forgiving.
Yeah, they're more forgiving. They're not going to take it to your character or, God forbid, your looks. You know how many times women get that on TV and whatnot?
You would have to think that that's the number one thing.
That's the number one thing they go to
get.
is, if I'm going to criticize a woman, I'm going to criticize how she looks, not what she's saying. And if I'm going to criticize a man, it's what he's saying. Doesn't matter how you look, right? But women, the standard of being on TV, of being in the spotlight, is so much higher. You have to be attractive. You have to know what you're saying. You can't mess up. You have to be professional. You can't have speculation about who you hang out with whenever. You know what I mean? Like, there can't be any drama around you. You have to be clear-cut, so much clear-cut than a man. And I think it's just because the things that women do get blown out of proportion more, because it's like, everyone's always searching for something. And it's the same thing I feel like African American quarterbacks probably face. Is like you make one mistake, it's like, oh, that's why.
Let me ask you something. Do you feel like the Charlie Weisses, the Mark Manginos, guys that don't come across as quote-unquote appealing or portray a certain image based on their looks, is that still a thing? Because I go back to – I remember Chris Berman and why he wanted a toupee or whatever it was he was doing with his hair. I can't remember the exact term. And to look a certain way on the network, because he said at some point it became about the way that he looked and not because of the or what he was saying. Do you feel any, and maybe empathy isn't the word, but definitely can relate, right? It's just in a
different light.
In a different light.
Yeah. I think people don't realize that guys get just as insecure as women do. I think women are just more outspoken about
Book
it.
Shambi was said similar. Like, he doesn't look like a typical guy that gets big games on the network, right?
Exactly. And I think there is a standard of what you should look like if you're a TV news anchor or something like that. But in sports, I don't know. I feel like guys definitely feel the same way of how they should look and how they should sound. Sound is a different thing, too, of how your voice should be. I think that it's silly to change your voice for a broadcast or something like that. Use your own voice. I think that's that's a whole other topic.
And you know, that goes
so
back
good.
to, I think, familiarity over anything. Like when you're talking about the best example I can use here is in an NHL broadcast that I don't remember her name, and maybe you do, but she calls a lot of Predators games, I think.
On ESPN Plus?
Yes. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know her name, but I know who you're talking about.
So,
yes.
like, she is the only female play-by-play voice that I can think of or even remember on NHL consistently.
Yeah.
But that goes back to, I think, familiarity of you've heard a guy for so many years, and now you're hearing a woman, and it's – I don't understand why it's hard for people to get away from it. That may be because of my age, and I'm more understanding at where I'm at in my life.
Shane, who was it that got out of hockey? And I think she's with Sports Illustrated now because of the awkward Sarah Kwok. Was it Sarah Kwok?
I'm not for sure.
She used to cover the Rangers.
She did get out of hockey, yes.
Okay.
Asian descent in hockey in the New York media market, did not feel great. We used to have her on all the time, right, to talk NHL. And I think now she's with Sports Illustrated. I probably should Google. But that's immediately what I'm thinking of in terms of perception and conviction based on the job that you think you can do. That's why I associate you with the word security, secure, right? Because you seem to run to it and embrace it with both hands clenched.
I will say though, what is a struggle, because Anna is so good at what she does. I'm Anna Bellinghausen fan number one, because I know her work ethic. I'm acting like you're not in the room. I know your work ethic.
She's crazy.
I know how much time you put into things, and I also know kind of your inflection whenever you talk about things. There are some people that if I'm using the same broadcaster, for example, the one that calls games on ESPN Plus, there are some that are like, is that the right voice for the sport?
And everybody's gone through it. Beth Mowins, remember?
Right.
Drew the ire of Nebraska fans. They didn't like it. And not, like,
because like Doris Burke is a great broadcaster, somebody that I really enjoy listening to, but it's because I've heard her for a longer period of time. Maybe in this example, whoever it, I got to look her up, because I don't want to talk about her as if I don't like really know who she is.
Yeah,
but maybe it just takes more time to hear the voice, but it also could be like maybe you aren't the right voice and there's somebody else that is a woman in sports that can fill that spot, that is a better voice, because that happens all the time. Just in any job. You may not be the best, and there may be somebody better that is comes from a similar background as you. So as get off my soapbox here when I talk about familiarity.
Irish Spring, Dial, Dove.
I
You
think
look like a Dove
I'm
guy.
actually a Teakwood guy from Bath and Body Works.
I'm Teakwood as
That's a good
well.
scent.
Teakwood.
I have that spray in my car as we speak.
And I told you I'm a Birch guy from them too, which you didn't like until I made you smell my shirt.
Yeah.
That's how close Stevie and I are.
It's your
That's bad.
pheromones. It's not the actual scent. It's just how it mixed with your pheromones. It doesn't smell like that on me.
I have never.
That's a thing, right?
I have never
Like-
heard a term pheromones until Damon.
It matters. The same scents smell different on different people.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was saying.
Yeah.
We
anyways.
hey, listen,
As
I'm
I tie
glad
it back
you're
together.
here because if you weren't, we would spend 5 more minutes
Talking
during
about
the
this.
dump, and it would be 45 minutes
Correct.
on this topic.
Correct.
That's what
Yeah.
Drew Down and I do.
Yeah. Out of what I'm saying is that, and I say it from, like the best place. Like, yeah, there are great women in sports, and there are some that are trying. She's one of the great ones.
Yeah.
She's the one that's going to go
Thank you.
super far.
I
And I just
appreciate
know
it.
that. And plus, Anna doesn't just do Hurrdat Sports. She's also a sideline reporter for Big Ten. She does the volleyball for what station is that one? Is that
Big East Digital Network,
Big
and
East
then
Digital
FS2.
Network.
You want
FS2.
to put our bosses on the hot seat?
Yeah, let's go.
Full disclosure, Drew Down, this is probably about, I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago. I can't remember what you did. And I was like, hey, did you see such and such? I was like, this was hilarious. And there's a couple more accolades. And Andrew goes, yeah, we're not keeping her long.
I said that. I'm like, she's going to be gone. You take advantage of her while she's here.
Oh, you know what it was? It was the hockey deal.
Oh, yeah.
It was the hockey deal. And we were talking about skating and her getting on all
Oh,
the pads
yeah.
of the gear. And I was like.
You're like, this is gold.
Yeah.
And I said,
Yep.
oh, she's not
I
going to
love
be
that
here long.
stuff.
I said, she's not going to be here long. The good ones always go the furthest, and you know that they have to make stops, like shorter stints to get to where they want to be. I'll speak for Anna because I know Anna. She doesn't want to be in this town forever. She wants to be
leave
national.
here this morning. Go get that 2-3 year deal.
National.
Right now. Just go over to headquarters
waiting.
and say, hey, let's just be like,
National.
hey, what's the number?
Which is why coming out of college, I was such an advocate for her to come work at Hurrdat Sports.
Yeah.
Such an advocate. Which, okay, question for you.
I think the first time I saw you was high school soccer.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
You always did everything.
Everything.
A little bit of like.
Yeah.
I think I like Anna so much because
And
she
I'm a
has work
Nebraska
ethic
Public
similar
Media
to
guy,
mine.
obviously. Like,
Yep, you're on their shows a
That's
lot,
my
yep.
jam.
They're awesome.
Anna, put yourself. I asked this question to Robbie Shelton after he won the Pinnacle Bank Championship, and he cried. So I'm expecting tears from Anna here.
Cool. It's not really to cry.
Anna,
9:25.
Anna,
It's too early for all that.
bring yourself back to like your 8-year-old age when you were watching your role model, whether it was on TV or somebody that really had an impact on you in your career, and take yourself back to that age. How proud of that person, that 8-year-old Anna,
Yeah.
would she be of the one you are right now?
Crazy proud because growing up I was super shy. So shy. Shyest kid ever. You wouldn't think that, but like I've grown so much in my confidence, but I was just really kept to myself, super reserved, not the kid that talked in class. And I remember growing up and being so into sports, but at that time it wasn't really cool for girls to like sports. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, she's so cool, she knows sports, which now it is. Like it's always a topic of conversation. But growing up, I felt like I had to hide that part of myself. I couldn't be that sports girl at that point. It was weird. It wasn't feminine.
I get it.
You know, it just wasn't. It wasn't what you were supposed to do. And I didn't understand how much it would impact my life. But seeing if my 8-year-old self could see what I would eventually be doing, she'd probably be like, "There's no way," because
Mortified.
yeah, I'd just be like, "Are you seriously doing that right now?" But just super proud and definitely shocked. But there's definitely a lot that goes to say about the growth of women in sports and how much it's changed since, I was 8 years old. But yeah, I remember sitting in my social studies class, one of my teachers would always do trivia, and he was a big sports guy. And he'd always ask
Big
trivia.
sports guy.
Big sports guy.
I love when people
I think
say
he
like,
coached-
yeah, he's a big sports guy.
I think he coached our high school team, so Fridays was always like movie, you know? He never wanted to teach on those days.
I mean, I got
Sounds
game
like
plans
me.
to work
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Sounds like
got,
me.
he's got
I don't want to
game
work
plans
on
to
Friday, DB.
So he would do trivia, and a lot of the time it was sports trivia, and I knew every single answer, but I would refuse to raise my hand and say it because I didn't want to be looked at weird.
Oh, wow.
And that just like breaks my heart so much because that's what I do today, and I never want another little girl feeling that way ever again. And I never
Good
want,
on you.
You know, and that's why I do what I do, and that's why DB, again, to your question about me tweeting and saying this is why I'll never stop covering sports, it's for those little girls because I know they're still out there and I know they're feeling like they can't do this because all they see is boys, or they get made fun of by the boys because they want to play on the soccer field with them or the football field with them. I was the biggest football fan ever growing up. My dream, DB, as a little girl was to be a running back for the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Mine was to work for the garbage company.
hey.
Imagine me. I'm
Hey,
5'5".
you lived her dream. How do
Yeah.
you feel?
I wanted to be
That's
the
not
lunch
what I
bowl.
wanted to do. I wanted to be a garbage man, and then I wanted to be Terry Bradshaw. And then after that, I think that was about it. Those are the two things. Oh, I wanted to run a boys' home.
Oh, that's cool.
That's very wholesome.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Outside of the Terry Bradshaw thing, I don't remember another like sports phenomenon.
That's really weird. But you grow up and you have all these big dreams of what you think you can be, and it's so naive looking back. It's like, I'm not going to be the president of the United States. I'm not going to be this or that. But it's cool that I'm on a path to where I can really reach my dreams and whatnot. But yeah,
I can't even be on city council.
Yeah,
oh, you could.
the mayor.
Wait, how many skeletons we digging for? I don't know if I could do that. Maybe
Yeah,
like, no, not
you're right.
that guy.
I mean, because I always wanted to be either Dan McLaughlin or Joe Buck
Yeah.
or like the big sportscaster. I mean, even watching Sports Center, I always liked Kevin Nagandi. Like he was one of
he's
my
great.
favorites in the morning.
Yeah.
So you know, you always have those role models, but I think you're on the right track with everything that you said and that you hit on, because being that spokesperson for other little girls out there is huge.
You know what's funny?
You're hitting them in their development years. You're the female Matt Rule.
This is early.
All about developing.
This is early '80s. I'm just listening, right? Because this is me, real time. This is what happens with the show. I hear and I try to listen to understand. I can't ever remember wanting to be somebody as a kid that looked like me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that out loud. Like, I don't ever remember. Maybe Ozzie Smith. When I got to be in middle school, I think I wanted to be Ozzie Smith. I kind of likened Pedro Guerrero, which is why I'm a Dodgers fan.
Okay.
Because I was looking for good right-handed hitters that look like me. But I didn't really want to be that guy. That's interesting.
And that's why
because I think
visibility matters. Yeah.
I was just getting ready to say, seeing is believing.
Yes. If you can see it, you can be it. And that's what I've always
That's
said.
interesting.
It takes a toll on you that you don't realize. It's kind of like what's the word for it? When you don't really recognize that it's happening.
Self-actualization.
No.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Like
efficacy.
You don't.
It's
It's like you're in the moment, but you
don't realize
it's an out of this world.
It's a psychology term.
It's an out of this world something.
Someone's gonna know.
Are we talking Outer Banks?
It's like an out of this-
Outer Banks. Not John B. Subliminal. It's kind of like a subliminal message to yourself, meaning that it doesn't pass through your consciousness. It's subconscious.
Yeah. Another TV
That's
buff.
the word.
Subconscious.
That's the word.
Another TV buff, dirtball. Way
What?
ahead of you.
What?
I ask him about shows all the time. It's like,
New season coming soon.
Of what?
Outer Banks.
I've never seen
He's
it.
not paying attention.
Never seen it.
welcome to my world.
Anyways.
Is that a Netflix?
It's a Netflix series, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
You would
Stranger
love it,
Things.
Shane.
That was amazing. We did that.
I asked him to. You know what? Let's play that with Anna. Can we do that? At least
Yeah,
one,
real quick.
One game with Shane.
Yeah.
You two are gonna play this game called Two for You.
Okay.
That
Shane,
we played
Are
today.
you serious?
Yes.
So
Shane.
I got to go get my sheet of paper.
Go get your
again?
notepad.
No, you can. Here, I'm going to give you one here, little buddy.
No, I'll go get it. Hold on.
What do you write on that?
So all you
Everything.
all you have to do, if you have a place to write down your
listen,
answers, so you don't change
AB,
it.
do you like my artwork?
You can do it on your
Beautiful.
phone.
Okay, I'll write it on my phone.
It's almost in
Okay.
every sheet.
So
That's
Anna,
what I
as
do.
you
I
know,
doodle.
because you are a longtime listener of Coffee and Cream,
Huge.
No pressure.
Two for You
Yep.
I'm going to give a prompt. You try to match your answer with Shane.
Oh, God.
Okay, so it's like you want to think easy. You don't want to think you want to think the right answer.
Okay.
And there is always a right answer.
Oh, come on, Shane.
Exactly.
So these ones may.
Shane, can you play the
ready?
music to give AB the full effect?
Yeah, let's play music, Shane.
Well, I've been drinking, so think that way when it comes to the
I've been
question.
drinking.
Okay.
Who you,
You going to
Beyonce?
play music or no?
I'm getting to it. I'm trying to find it here.
All right. So you get 4 prompts.
Okay.
We're going to answer all of them, and then we're going to go
This is
through them
these
one
two,
by
right?
one. Shane and Anna.
Okay.
Okay. Your first one. Go ahead.
So I was just going to tell her real quick. So somebody would call in.
Mm-hmm.
They pick 2 of the 3, either me and Andrew, Andrew and Shane, me
Okay.
and Shane. We want to say the same thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The listener can double down because if you get 3 answers, you get a $40
$20 gift card.
$20
and then
gift
you
card
can go
to
4 for
Elmer's.
4 to get a $40 gift card here.
So you want to say the same thing.
Okay. Okay.
So your first one, a gas station.
Is this where I start writing stuff down?
Classic Shane.
A gas station.
Okay.
Something to do on a snow day.
Ooh, tough.
I always try to throw one tougher one in there.
You ready, Shane?
Yeah, I got that written down.
You good?
I can read his mind, yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. A first date activity.
Glad this is them, not me. This is kind of tough.
Oh, you're going to like this next one. Shane, you good?
I'm still writing stuff down.
What?
There's a lot
He's
of
trying to
lot-
think back
lot
to
of
his
fir-
first
A
date.
lot of first date
Shane spends a
activity.
lot of time by himself.
He goes, a lot of first date activities for me.
That's not what D says.
Oh, wow. Mom joke. Too early, Shane. Too early.
You good, Shane?
I don't know. I guess probably. I apologize, Anna. We're not gonna get any of these.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. What's number 4?
Did we start yet? A card game.
Card game.
Okay, let's do it. I'm ready.
Oh.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Relax, your partner is still going.
Yeah, chill. Okay.
We waited on you, Mr.
Oh, I probably should have wrote that last one down.
I don't
forget.
know. All right, you ready?
Sure.
So, Anna, this is how it works. I'm going to say the prompt again.
Okay.
I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and then you both say the answer at the same time.
Okay.
No matter what, just say your answer.
Okay.
A gas station. 3, 2, 1.
Quick Trip.
Casey's.
I'm almost thinking you were gonna say Casey's.
Oh, yeah? Why didn't you write it down?
That was
Well, I used to work at Quick Trip, so I mean that's what I was gonna
All
say.
right.
So.
0 for 1.
0 for 1. Something to do on a snow day. 3, 2, 1.
sledding.
I was shoveling.
What?
Shoveling.
Shoveling.
Who wants to shovel on a snow day? Come
That's
on,
what
Shane.
you gotta do.
Wow. It says the guy that lives in an apartment.
That is a great point.
You have 3 TVs in an apartment?
Also a great point. A first date activity. 3, 2, 1.
Dinner.
Movie.
I would have said movie.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I feel like all these answers are correct for me.
so
That's how he feels.
That's
he
how I
gets
feel all
so
the
mad
time.
at me.
So you're just
Because
gonna
you
go
have
to
the
a
right
movie and not
answers.
take her out to dinner?
Dude, you guys are working on $10. Hill Varsity will not be giving away any food.
No one can afford dinner and a movie anymore.
This one's just for fun. A card game. 3, 2, 1.
Poker.
Hey, okay, you got the hang
Poker
of it
face.
at the end.
One of
Actually, I
4.
had Uno first, but I was like, well, what would Shane play? And then I was like, poker.
No, Shane would play
Do you
Uno.
know how to play
I
Uno?
love Uno. I always see tweets about putting Uno in casinos.
Caleb, for a high schooler, he likes Uno too.
Uno's fun.
I got a
don't
new
really
game for
understand
Christmas.
it. I think I do.
That's a new version of Uno. I
What
should.
is it called, Dose?
Yes, exactly. Uno new game.
Shane,
It was called.
it called, dude?
There
Actually,
is,
there's
there is
one
a
called
dose.
Dose.
There's one called Dose. It's called Uno Party.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I've not played it. It's still packaged up.
Hey, Beef, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. This
I
was
felt like you were on
super
the
fun.
Budweiser hot seat. That was pretty good.
I was shaking over here.
Grilling her.
By the way, the person I couldn't think of, Leah Hextall.
Yes.
I don't know how I couldn't think of her.
Ron's daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
That guy went from a flyer to working in the
Yeah.
men's front office.
Yeah, she grew up in the sport and she rose the ranks and she does great work, but she is somebody that gets criticized heavily
I do
for
see
her
that a
voice.
lot. Yeah.
So that's what I was referring to. Now that I know her name, I'm like, how did I not know her name?
I know. I've definitely seen her before.
I've never actually seen her. I've only ever heard her.
I've only seen her on like social media.
Right.
And people, yeah.
But
being
AB,
mean.
thanks. I mean,
Yeah.
great work.
Well, I really appreciate
That's
it.
why you said Budweiser hot seat. AB, I am an idiot.
Anheuser-Busch, buddy.
I am such a.
I love that.
I am so slow.
Do you have one more question we can do? Just for redemption.
You want to do one more?
Just redemption.
You and Nana.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. DV,
Think
I'm going to have
similar,
you
Shane.
count down once we get there,
All
okay?
right.
All right. Are we doing music or no?
Nah.
He said, nah.
Doesn't want the full effect. We get it. Shane's only halfway there most of the time. All right. A battery brand.
Okay.
It's got to be this. I swear.
A local beer company.
Oh, we're gonna do all. I was just thinking one more question, but that's cool.
No,
Yeah.
we're doing all.
Okay.
We don't go half
And
in.
it's not like we get her every day.
Oh well.
Come on.
Well, then let me get some.
I
music
don't
in
get
there.
to see Anna enough.
True.
Oh, now we're doing
Now
music.
we're playing the music.
I thought we were just doing one question. So a local beer company.
Yeah, that's prompt 2.
Seriously? I swear, Shane.
We say that every day.
Is that a local beer company? I swear, Shane.
Yeah.
It is.
I swear.
making it.
God, I don't know. I don't know any local beer companies.
Yeah, exactly.
Stars in the sky.
Used a couple skate to that song?
I'll be there. Is that from Happy Gilmore?
No.
What's the song? Oh, Endless Love.
Yeah.
You have a
That's
jukebox in your head.
He does.
Totally.
You just like shuffle. It's crazy though.
And he gets on different genres, and he'll stick to it. He won't change. Shane, you ready for 3?
Yeah,
Here we
do
go.
it.
A ballpark suite.
Huh?
Ballpark suite. Like SWEET.
Okay.
Oh.
Like a tree.
Yeah, like a treat. Sorry, not
Oh.
SUITE.
Okay.
Oh, I got mine.
I have mine. Do you want to play 2? Let's write ours down. We'll see if we match.
Okay, what's number 1?
It was a battery brand,
Okay.
then a local beer company,
Okay.
and then, okay, now we caught up. Okay, last question. A suit color.
Okay.
Okay.
Anna, how confident are you that Shane has matched at
Low.
least 2 of these?
2? Should be high. I would say medium.
What are we talking, like buffalo sauce?
Medium mild sauce.
Oh, Lord.
All right, Shane, you ready?
All right.
All right, we aren't gonna say ours. We'll just see if we match at the end. You're gonna
Okay.
count down here, DB. Though a battery brand.
3, 2, 1.
Energizer.
Duracell.
I said Energizer.
I said Energizer.
Okay, that's my bad.
You blew it,
I did blow it.
Shane. The one time we actually sided with you.
Yeah, that's
About right.
We got it right.
Must be a Duracell.
A local beer company.
3, 2, 1.
Zipline. Oh, thank
I
the
said
Lord.
Zipline.
I said Zipline.
There we go.
Shane, if you didn't put Zipline,
And plus, we have all the
Yeah, they're
Zipline
right
beer
there.
right here. A ballpark suite.
3, 2, 1.
Ice
ice
cream.
cream. Yes.
I said Dippin'
go.
Dots.
I said funnel cakes.
See, I almost did, but I thought more carnival with that.
Huh.
They do. Yeah, funnel cakes are definitely usually always there.
Ice cream. They both nailed that.
They
Yeah.
did. So would Dippin' Dots be considered ice cream?
I would say yeah. That's ice cream.
Okay.
So I'm the only weird one.
You're wrong.
All right, here we go.
A suit color.
3, 2, 1.
Black.
Yep.
See,
Okay.
there
Those,
you go.
those
That's what
are
I got.
way easier than
So
the
we
first
would have got
ones.
3
3 out of 4.
Yeah.
I mean, that's us.
Where's our gift?
We're in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Did you get 2?
We got
They got 3.
We got 3 of.
Oh, yeah, you got
They
the
only,
last 3.
they only missed the battery.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey, Anna, thanks so much. We're not
We'll do
playing
Thank you,
anymore.
Anna.
Guys are the best.
Shane
I
got
really
his
appreciate
redemption.
it.
And if you would like to follow Anna on Twitter, as DB always says, that's at Annabelle Media, ANABELL Media on Twitter. And then if you want to follow what she does every day, go to Hurrdat Sports. That's where Morning Dump lives as well. You can find this podcast wherever you find your favorite podcast. That's Apple, that's Spotify. If you missed anything on the show, go to Hail Varsity Radio. Type that in. That's your podcast page, Apple, Spotify. Then you can find the whole show for Coffee and Cream. Anna, thanks again. Hey, before I let her go, Anna, our poll question today was you have 60 seconds to make as many buckets as you can. What's your strategy? Are you doing layups for $1,000, free throws for $10,000, three-pointers for $100,000, or half-court shots for $1 million?
So every time you make one, it's
That
so
numeric value.
Yep, that numeric value. But you have to
three-pointers.
stick with it.
3-pointers.
That's what I would say.
I'd say three-pointers, too.
Because you can at least make 2, probably.
But half-court shot would be
Half-court shot,
appealing.
no.
That would be appealing.
I've got a sweet shot.
Shane,
so
at the
I'm
Mavs game,
confident.
at the Mavs pregame, how many 3-pointers did you make?
I don't know, Damon. I don't remember. It was a lot.
A lot?
As many push-ups?
Zero.
What minus sign went before the a lot?
So then he went home to his apartment, and he filmed himself knocking down jumpers. And he actually – oh, he's silly. And it actually looked like he knew what he was
Was he
doing.
wearing a jersey?
Shane said he could do 25 push-ups. the
Shane,
other day.
Oh, I
He did
saw that
24.
video.
Do you still have that
Can you
video
do
of you
50?
knocking down jumpers?
I can't do. I got 24 3/4 on the. I can't do 50.
Do you have that video of you making jump shots at your apartment?
Darcy?
I'm just saying yes.
Okay.
All right. Now
It's always a struggle.
I'm going to wind down the show for the third time. We'll see you tomorrow.